At night, when the world goes quiet, something powerful is supposed to begin inside your body. A silent reset that most people never think about, but the moment sleep is skipped, that reset never happens, and the damage starts earlier than you expect. Missing sleep is not just about feeling slow the next day or needing extra coffee. It triggers a chain reaction deep inside you. In this video, we are breaking down what truly happens inside your body when you skip sleep step by step, system by system, in a way most people have never been told. You will learn how your brain changes within hours, how your hormones shift without warning, why your immune system weakens quietly, and how your heart, metabolism, and emotions respond when rest is taken away. Some of these changes begin after just one night. Others build slowly, without pain, without clear signs, until they start affecting your health in serious ways. Sleep looks passive from the outside, but inside your body, it is one of the most active states you ever enter. While you sleep, your brain clears waste, your cells repair damage, your hormones rebalance, and your nervous system resets. When that process is skipped, your body does not pause. It struggles to function anyway, using emergency systems that were never meant to run for long. This is where things get interesting and a little unsettling. Certain parts of your brain begin to shut down while you are still awake. Your reaction time drops, but you may not notice it. Your emotions become unstable, but you may blame stress. Your hunger signals increase, even if you ate enough. Your body starts behaving as if it is under threat because biologically lack of sleep is treated as a danger. Later in this video, you will discover why skipping sleep can increase cravings, raise stress hormones, weaken your defenses against illness, and interfere with memory in ways that last longer than a single day. You will also learn about lesser-known internal changes that do not show up in the mirror or on a scale, but slowly affect how your body ages and how your brain performs. This is not fear talk. This is how the human body is designed, and what happens when one of its most basic needs is ignored. Many people think they can catch up on sleep later. Some believe their body will adapt. Others feel productive when they sacrifice rest. What most do not realize is that the body keeps a record. Each skipped night leaves a mark, even if you feel fine the next morning. By the end of this video, you will understand why sleep is not optional, why your body reacts so strongly to its absence, and why protecting your sleep may be one of the most important decisions you make for your health. Stay with us until the end, because the final part connects all these hidden effects into one clear picture that will change how you think about sleep forever. Welcome to the channel, where we break down real body science in a simple and honest way. If you value content that helps you understand your body instead of guessing, subscribe now and become part of a community that chooses knowledge over myths. Sleep is often misunderstood as a pause, a quiet gap between two busy days, but inside the body, it is one of the most active and demanding states you ever enter. When you fall asleep, your body does not shut down. It shifts into a deep maintenance mode that cannot fully happen while you are awake. Cells begin repairing damage caused by daily stress. Tissues recover. Energy systems reset. The brain switches from processing the outside world to cleaning and reorganizing itself. This is why sleep matters so deeply. It is the only time when multiple repair systems run together without interruption. When sleep is skipped, those systems do not get delayed, they get disrupted. Your body still tries to function the next day, but it does so without completing the work it depends on to stay balanced. One of the most important things that happens during sleep is physical repair. Tiny damage builds up in muscles, organs, and blood vessels every day. Sleep is when the body fixes that damage. Hormones released during deep sleep trigger cell repair and growth. Without enough sleep, this repair slows down. Over time, wear and tear builds up faster than the body can fix it. At the same time, the brain begins a cleaning process that only works properly during sleep. Waste products created by brain activity are flushed out through specialized pathways. When sleep is cut short, that waste is not fully cleared. It stays behind, interfering with communication between brain cells. This does not cause immediate pain, which is why it is easy to ignore, but it affects clarity, memory, and long-term brain health. Sleep also plays a major role in immune strength. While you sleep, your immune system releases proteins that help fight infection and inflammation. These signals train immune cells to respond quickly and accurately. When sleep is missing, fewer of these protective signals are released. Your body becomes slower at recognizing threats and weaker at responding to them. This is why people who regularly sleep less are more likely to catch illnesses and take longer to recover. Hormones are another system that depends on sleep. Many hormones are released on a schedule that follows your sleep cycle. These hormones control hunger, fullness, stress, growth, and energy use. Sleep keeps these signals in balance. Without sleep, hormone levels drift out of sync. Hunger hormones rise even when the body has enough energy. Stress hormones stay elevated longer than they should. This creates a state where the body feels under pressure even without a clear reason. When this repair, cleaning, immune strengthening, and hormone balancing process is skipped, the body does not collapse immediately. Instead, it adapts in ways that are meant for short-term survival, not long-term health. This is where the immediate effects begin, sometimes within the same day. Within hours of missing sleep, the brain starts to change how it works. Areas responsible for focus, planning, and decision-making become less active. Signals between brain cells slow down. Reaction time increases, meaning it takes longer to respond to what you see or hear. This is not always obvious to the person experiencing it. The brain often feels alert enough, but its accuracy is reduced. Mistakes become more common. Judgment becomes weaker. This state is similar to the effect alcohol has on the brain, not because it feels the same, but because the same control systems are affected. The brain struggles to evaluate risk and respond quickly. Tasks that normally feel easy begin to require more effort. Multitasking becomes harder. Attention drifts without warning. Along with slower thinking, the brain may begin to force short episodes of sleep without your awareness. These are called microsleeps. They last only a few seconds, but during that time, parts of the brain briefly shut down. Eyes may stay open. The body may appear awake. Internally, awareness drops. These moments can happen while reading, driving, or listening to someone speak. Because they are so short, people rarely notice them, but their effects are real. Information is missed. Reactions are delayed. Memory formation is interrupted. The brain does this as an emergency response when it is deprived of rest. It is a sign that normal alertness cannot be maintained without sleep. Emotional control is also affected very quickly. Sleep helps regulate the brain areas that manage emotions. When sleep is missing, the emotional centers become more reactive, while the control centers become less active. This creates a state where small problems feel bigger and stress feels heavier. Irritation rises faster. Patience drops, mood swings become more frequent. This is not a personality flaw, it is a biological response. The brain loses its ability to filter emotional reactions. Stressful thoughts repeat more easily. Calm responses become harder to access. Over time, repeated sleep loss can make this emotional imbalance feel normal even though it is not. Inside the body, changes continue beyond the brain. The immune system reacts strongly to sleep loss. During sleep, immune cells communicate using chemical signals that prepare the body to fight infections. Without sleep, this communication weakens. Fewer infection-fighting cells are produced. Existing immune cells become less effective. Inflammation increases, which may sound protective but actually puts stress on tissues when it stays high for too long. This combination makes the body more vulnerable. Minor infections become more likely. Recovery takes longer. The immune system shifts into a less organized state, reacting slower and less precisely. Hormonal imbalance deepens as sleep loss continues. Sleep normally keeps hunger and fullness signals in balance. When sleep is skipped, hunger hormones increase while fullness hormones decrease. This causes stronger appetite signals, especially for high-energy foods. At the same time, the stress hormone cortisol rises and stays elevated. Cortisol prepares the body to deal with threats by releasing energy into the bloodstream. When cortisol remains high, it changes how the body uses and stores energy. Blood sugar regulation becomes less stable. Fat storage increases, especially around the abdomen. Metabolism shifts into a mode that favors storing energy rather than using it efficiently. Over time, this increases the risk of weight gain, even without changes in diet. The heart and blood vessels are also affected. Sleep is when the cardiovascular system gets a break. Blood pressure naturally drops. Heart rate slows. Blood vessels relax. This rest period protects the heart and reduces strain on the arteries. When sleep is missing, this drop does not fully happen. Blood pressure remains higher for longer periods. The heart works harder than it should. Over time, this extra strain increases the risk of heart-related problems. The changes may be small at first, but repeated sleep loss adds up. The brain's cleaning system is especially sensitive to sleep. During deep sleep, spaces between brain cells expand slightly, allowing fluid to wash away waste products produced during waking hours. These waste products include proteins that can interfere with memory and thinking when they build up. Skipping sleep reduces the time spent in deep sleep, limiting this cleaning process. Waste begins to accumulate. Communication between brain cells becomes less efficient. Memory formation weakens. Mental clarity drops. This does not feel dramatic at first. It shows up as forgetfulness, slower thinking, and difficulty concentrating. Over long periods, this buildup places extra stress on brain tissue. Each of these changes happens quietly. There is no alarm inside the body that announces sleep loss damage. The body compensates, pushing through fatigue and imbalance to keep you functioning. That is why sleep deprivation can feel manageable in the short term, but inside, systems are operating in emergency mode. Repair is incomplete, cleanup is delayed, regulation is unstable. As sleep continues to be missed, these internal shifts become the new baseline, setting the stage for deeper effects that extend far beyond feeling tired. When sleep loss stretches beyond a single night, the body's ability to compensate begins to break down in more visible and more serious ways. At first, the brain tries to protect itself by lowering expectations. Focus narrows. Complex thinking is avoided. But as sleep deprivation continues, memory starts to fail in noticeable patterns. Short-term memory weakens first. Information that was just heard or read slips away quickly. Names, instructions, and simple details become harder to hold on to. This happens because sleep is required to move memories from temporary storage into stable long-term networks. Without sleep, that transfer does not finish. Memories stay fragile and easily lost. Over time, even older memories can become harder to access, not because they are gone, but because the brain's retrieval systems are no longer working smoothly. Confusion follows a similar path. The mind begins to struggle with sequencing events and understanding context. Simple decisions feel overwhelming. Tasks that require planning or problem solving take much longer than usual. The brain becomes less flexible, relying on habits instead of reasoning. Poor judgment emerges from this state. Risk assessment weakens. Consequences are underestimated. Decisions are made based on short-term relief rather than long-term outcomes. This is why people who are sleep deprived may take risks they normally would not, or feel confident in choices that later seem clearly flawed. As deprivation deepens, perception itself can change. After many hours without sleep, the brain's ability to separate internal thoughts from external reality weakens. Hallucinations can begin to appear. These may start as small visual distortions, brief flashes of light, or the sense that something moved when it did not. Sounds may seem louder or unclear. In more severe cases, the brain may create full sensory experiences that feel real. This happens because sleep is necessary to reset sensory processing systems. Without that reset, signals become misinterpreted. At the same time, systems that support physical health continue to decline. The immune system becomes increasingly disorganized. Chronic sleep loss keeps inflammation elevated while reducing the production of protective immune cells. This creates a state where the body is both overreacting and under-defending at the same time. Minor infections linger longer. Healing slows. The body becomes more vulnerable to long-term inflammatory damage. Metabolism also begins to fail gradually. Energy use becomes inefficient. Blood sugar regulation weakens. The body struggles to decide whether to store or burn fuel. Fat storage increases, muscle repair decreases, and energy levels fluctuate unpredictably. Hunger signals remain high while satisfaction signals remain low. This constant imbalance places stress on every organ involved in digestion and energy management. These internal failures spill into everyday life in practical and sometimes dangerous ways. Reaction time continues to slow as sleep loss accumulates. The delay between seeing something and responding to it grows longer, even if the person feels alert. This increases the risk of accidents during driving, operating machinery, or performing tasks that require quick responses. The brain's ability to monitor its own errors weakens, meaning mistakes are not always noticed or corrected in time. Poor decision-making affects work and school performance in subtle but powerful ways. Concentration breaks more often. Learning new information becomes difficult because memory formation is impaired. Productivity drops not due to lack of effort but due to reduced mental efficiency. Emotional regulation remains unstable, affecting relationships and communication. Small frustrations escalate. Motivation declines. Over time, constant sleep loss reshapes daily experience. Life feels harder, heavier, and less manageable. Joy is dulled. Stress feels constant. The body remains in a state of low-level alarm. This ongoing strain reduces overall quality of life even when no single symptom seems severe on its own. Sleep in this context reveals its true role. It is not a luxury or a reward. It is the central maintenance process that keeps the brain sharp, the heart protected, the immune system prepared, hormones balanced, and emotions regulated. When sleep is consistently missed, these systems fall out of alignment together, creating a cascade of effects that reach into every part of daily functioning and long-term health. Now you know the truth about sleep. Skipping it is not just a rough night followed by a slow morning. It is a biological shock that reaches deep into your brain, your heart, your hormones, and your immune system. Every missed hour changes how your body thinks, reacts, repairs, and protects itself. The scary part is not how fast these changes begin, but how quietly they grow. Most damage does not feel dramatic. It feels normal. Feeling tired becomes routine. Poor focus feels acceptable. Stress feels expected. But your body keeps paying the cost in the background. Sleep is not wasted time. It is the only moment when your body fully restores itself, clears internal damage, and prepares you for the next day. When you protect your sleep, you protect your energy, your health, your mood, and your future. So tonight, choose rest with intention. Let your body do the work it was designed to do. If this video helped you understand your body in a new way, support the channel by liking the video and sharing it with someone who still thinks sleep does not matter. Subscribe now for more simple, science-based content that helps you take control of your health, one smart decision at a time.